Hey, welcome back to the videos. So today we're going to be doing, or at least attempting, Hurdygurdy Peak. So I guess a hurdy-gurdy is some kind of instrument, but we're going to be doing the Harp variant on the route. As you can see, I am up a little bit on Harp. Got the first little section. So I'll be heading, I believe, right up there. Can do this 3 different ways. You can go out to Eagle Symphony Lake out here and then wrap around like this way and come up, or you can go into this valley you can just barely see right there and come up. That's a hanging valley right there. You can get up on the ridge there, but since I haven't done this route before, I thought I would try this. So I'm gonna go up Harp, down the backside, and take the ridge. So I'll just be heading up. Alright, hopefully you guys can see in there a little bit. But we're going to work our way back onto this ridge. I think that might be Hurdygurdy right there. I'm not sure. That might be, there's another peak before it. So that could be it. Maybe we have to go one more, maybe that one. I'm not sure, but we'll be heading that direction a little bit. We still got a decent amount of Harp left. It's not, got to go to this one back here. So we still got a little ways to go. Alright, we're coming up to the top of Harp. And we're here. So let's take a look here on what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna head over this way, looks like. And I know we're gonna have to drop down quite a bit. So it looks like we're just going to follow this ridge down, and I think I see where the tricky part is. You can kind of see right here as you kind of go up. I think that's going to be pretty tricky. So we're going to have to take our time, but really I think it'll be okay. Let's take our time, we'll be safe. It's going to be some class 3 scrambling, they said, maybe some low class 4. So we'll put our pole away, I'm going to throw on my little gloves, and then we'll go up there. I don't know if I mentioned, I think I told you, it took about hour and a half to get up here. But I'm going to sit down, have a little bit of a snack, and then I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Pretty easy little ridge traverse here so far. Get a nice view back here. Some of these areas are, you can see it's kind of a knife ridge, but not too bad on either side. So, you know, just be a little careful. Nothing bad. A really nice view, and so from here on this ridge, I've not been any further, so this will all be new to me. And so I just wanted to show this area. When you're working on the ridge, there is this kind of long-ish rocky area, so just be aware. Looks like there's a decent path through it. Hasn't really been bad at all, but just wanted to let you guys know. Now I found a little path here down on the right side, so you can kind of avoid the rocks at least for a little bit here. And it looks like we switched just back over to the left, coming up right here. Now when you come to this kind of big roadblock here, you're going to come around what will be your left side, and then come up here, and then we can stay on the ridge. If you go down, you have to work your way kind of side hilling, and I think that looks worse to me. So we're gonna do this. So I think we took care of most of that rocky area. So you can see now, just kind of tundra for the most part. Nice, easy walking. So I'm hoping this sticks out till honestly all the way up another ridge. That would be great. We would have nice, easy walking. We could make some good time. Yeah. So I'll just be walking on this ridge. Man, this is such a cool area. There's like a little stream going that way. You can see down into the hanging valley there. It's just a really cool area, man. Every time I do Harp, I see this ridge and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. But I've never actually done it. So it's pretty cool to be back here. So guys, I was just going to show you over Hanging Valley Lake here. So that's it right there. And I don't know the exact spot over here, but there's a spot where you can cross over. We'll look for it on the way back, and we might end up taking that way. We'll have to just see. I would kind of like to do that. I think it would be nice to not have to go too far back up Harp. And we could just do that, and then we'll take the South Fork Trail out. But so far, this is really nice hike. Met a nice guy on the ridge. Yeah, it's always nice to see someone that's kind of out and about with you. Yeah, just a really great view over here, man. And it looks like if you were coming down, I see the trail right there. I bet you could just drop down right here. Probably wouldn't be bad at all, honestly. I see what looked like a trail down there. But speaking of trail down there, let's look for a trail over here. Thinking we might need to just drop down over here. So I'm thinking this trail probably sticks over to the right. So I think we're going to end up needing to go to the left down here, hop up on the ridge. Yeah. So we'll just start doing it. We're up on that other ridge here, and we're slowly but surely making progress. It's been somewhere around 3 hours, I guess. I think we're doing pretty good on time. I was hoping to be the top at 6 hours. So I hope we can still do that. If not, not a huge deal. We'll just try to make the best time we can while being safe. Now we gained quite a bit of the elevation back now. Yeah. So I'm looking, I don't know if it's this one or this one we're going to. There's also one further back right there, so I guess we'll just see as we get closer. This looks very difficult. This is what we have to go up right here. Yeah, and I think this one's Hurdygurdy right there. This is going to be very tricky. I'm not the strongest rock climber or scrambler. I do all right, but not super good. So I'm gonna take a good break here, and then we're gonna, I don't know, really take our time going up that thing, man. But I did want to show you the view over the valley is beautiful here. Look at this, just Really amazing valley. And so I didn't do anything real fancy from that low point down there. We just walked up. Yeah, it's amazing over here. Wow. So yeah, sit down, have a break, and then we'll slowly tackle that thing. All right, now I was told you don't want to go too far to the right in some of the areas, and some of the worst stuff you can bypass with the sheep trail to the left. So we're going to be making an attempt at it. Honestly, I'm getting pretty tired. Really gonna have to take it slow. But yeah, you can see just the drop down there, man. Don't want to fall down there. Okay, so I just kind of came around. So I'll be heading. This is the only part I've really diverted from what was an obvious path. There's kind of a little trail, I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of comes down here and up to where I am. But everything else was very straightforward. Nothing dangerous really, I would say, at all. Yeah, I'm gonna head up over to the right up here and try to get, I think, a little more on the ridge, because can't do anything down here. So I'm gonna be going for that. So my initial thought here is to go up, kind of to the right just a little bit, and then pop left up towards the top. I'm gonna try that, and then if we have any issues, we'll find a different way. But over to the left just doesn't look too good. So that way off to the left does not look, or off to the right, sorry, does not look very doable. So we are going to come back to the left here. I do see a little path over here now that I'm looking. So I think we'll go ahead and try that. All right, now we're over to the left, and I see this little trail that goes up. So right that here. Little, so we're going to try that section there, spits you out right here, and then you stick still to the left side. And I think we can just kind of wrap around to the right here. And sorry for all the short little videos like this, but I'm just trying to make sure you guys get a good idea of what the route looks like. And now we just made it onto the ridge here. And it looks like we can just work our way right up. I don't know if that's the top or if we have another section, but I think we're getting pretty close. This is not Hurdygurdy, by the way. I think this is called like 0.5500 or something. I don't know. But I came from down there to the top of this part. And so there's a path over here to the right, but I don't really like that. I'm thinking I might just scramble up this portion here, because I think that's the top. So I'm gonna try this, and then I'll see you hopefully at the top. All right, we're getting closer. That was that last section. So I think this is the top right up here. So it looks like there's a few different ways you could go. I think I'm just gonna stick this way, kind of snake my way up. So okay, doing that. Well, we did it. This is the view up top here. Whew. Man, that was tough. That was real tough, but that's okay. As always, we made it. I'm proud of us. Let's go check out the view on this other side here. I think it's gonna be, ouch. Ooh, I just slammed my ankle into one of those rocks. Ooh, mama, that hurt. Yeah, look at that. Great view. Wow. So I think that there's the one closer over here, and I think it's the next one over is Hurdygurdy. So We have at least a mile to go, probably. So, yep, I'll get back on the trail. We've conquered that next part, and I'm hoping we just look over here. This will be the end up to Hurdygurdy. Wow, that's a big bumblebee. You guys see that guy? Look at him. It's humongous. I really like bumblebees. I always try to get pictures of them when I see them on flowers. I really like seeing them on the fireweed. One of my favorites. And you'll see them quite a bit out here. They're pretty common up in the mountains, actually. All right, let's see here. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys right now, I am leaning towards just going back up Harp. I'm going to have to see how I feel when I get to the base of it. But I'm thinking that might just be a little more enjoyable for me. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, looks like that's the end. Looks like it might be a little bit scrambly on a couple areas. We'll have to see when we get there. Oh, this is Eagle River right here. I feel like a fool. I didn't even realize that. You can see the river down there. That's actually Eagle River. Oh, it's pretty cool. I just didn't realize we were like that far back. Huh, that's really cool. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just be heading up over the ridge. To let you guys know, it is pretty rocky, so it is kind of scrambly like. But we are slowly closing in. Maybe another half hour, 45 minutes. But yeah, getting there. All right, here it is. Hurdygurdy. Now, if we look over here, we can see, I think that's Cantata right there. I don't know where Triangle is. Maybe that's Triangle right there? I don't know. Anyway, gonna
so there's
start
where
heading
we came
up.
from.
I stuck pretty much to the ridge the whole way up here. I did this one area right here. I went to the right and came up, but I think it actually would be better if you just stuck to the ridge. And now I'm looking. I think what I'm gonna want to do is go across to over here and then maybe make my way up. You have to see. Kind of looks like there's like a little bit of a path, maybe a little higher, so maybe I'll take that instead of having to go down. I'm running low on energy. I thought about stopping for a snack, but I think I'm gonna try to just get to the top before. So I will see you hopefully right at the top. We're almost there. So after doing that little crossover, crossing in front, I just picked a goalie and just made my way up. So it wasn't too bad at all. And I think we're right here at the top. Yeah, we did it. Nice. This was a tough one. This may have been my favorite. Well, it's definitely one of my favorites of the year we've done. Just a gorgeous area. Wow. And I looked at my phone, we're just at 6 hours. So, right, was kind of my goal was 6, so pretty happy. We made it right at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's go this way. And I was going to mention, so the scrambling part up that earlier section, I think it was difficult, but it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So if you're scared of that scrambling section, I'd say I think you're going to be fine if you take it slow. I felt it was fairly obvious in most of the areas. Well, I don't really know where we want to stop here. This is probably the tallest point. Oh, look at that! You can see Eagle. Oh man, sorry. Eagle and Symphony Lake over there. That's pretty cool. And so this is what we could see from Cantata. So there's that kind of river runs down from, I guess that's probably a glacier. I don't know what glacier that is, but yeah. Let's go over to the, oh geez, that would have been embarrassing, falling there after not falling the rest of the hike. I'll just start a new video when I get over there. Over here now. Didn't fall. I know you'll be very happy to hear that. Yeah, so far I would say, besides Triangle, this is my favorite hike back here. Like Eagle Symphony Lake is fine. Cantata, I think we would have had a much better time if we wouldn't have had it raining. Oh my goodness, look at this. See the river all the way down there? This is awesome. Man, I'm so glad I did this one today. What an amazing day. Just look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And you can even see it over there. Here, I'll walk down to this part too. We can look over the side. Oh man. I'm doing good walking on like all this tricky stuff, and then this little bit of gravel has just got my number today. Oh, so this is amazing. Look at this overlook over Eagle River. Wow. Wow, look at that. That is great. So I would imagine the Crow's Pass trail, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's on this side of the river. So I did that before. I might do it again sometime. We did it in one day, and it might have just been too much for one day. But the Girdwood side is beautiful. The Eagle River side, you kind of get into the trees quite a bit, so it's maybe not as nice. But yeah, I'm gonna stop, take a break, and take some pictures. Wow. And then wow, this is so great. This is probably really annoying to watch the video and just keep hearing me say wow. Sound like Owen Wilson over here. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break just right up here, and then I'll start heading down. I didn't mention on the way up, but there is a path that goes over to the right. Looking down from the top, it looks like that goes to a gully, so you could potentially go that way. I went up, just stayed right on the ridge right here. I think the ridge was fine. It's not like super easy, but it's not very difficult. So, oh, there's the path right there. You can kind of see it. But I would say I would recommend just staying on the ridge. Didn't seem too difficult. And then just remember, I would cross where I did at the gully, like pretty high on the gully where it's not like a lot of gravel. But you can cross if you want to do a different place, you can. I just think it was nice and easy where I crossed. And I took the same way coming down, and I was happy with it. So I'll just be working my way back. Now when you're coming back and you're thinking, that rocky part isn't going to be so bad, just know that you're wrong. It is not horrible again, but it's wears you out a little bit. It is time for the descent. So this is the one part that I have left that I'm a little concerned about. I think we'll be okay. Just need to make sure we hit the same route we did coming up. I actually wish I would have brought some flagging tape, because I could have flagged like the whole path I took, and I think that would have helped a lot. Anyway, gonna be heading down. So I just came down. It is, I'd say it's more difficult coming down than going up. I did actually get off trail a couple times, so just kind of be aware, pay a little more attention when you're coming down. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go back up Harp, even though it's like a good deal of elevation gain. I think I'll just kind of deal with it. Yeah, so I'm just going to start heading that way. Well, this is nice. Get to enjoy a nice leisurely walk back through the tundra. Over there's a, I don't know if it's a peak, I guess it's a peak. It's called Eagle River Overlook, I think. I was thinking about stopping by, but my legs are shot, and I know I gotta go back up Harp. But I might come back out here sometime to do that one, because that really wouldn't be too bad. It'd be a lot easier than what we did today. That one might be like 10, 11 miles. I just worked my way on the backside of that roadblock. I'm getting pretty tired. We're getting pretty close, I think, to the top of Harp. Maybe another 15 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes, I don't know. And then we gotta go down. Okay, I'm heading out. Oh boy, am I glad to see the top of this thing. Alright. Now, what we gotta do is make our way down. Also, it's been a little over 10 hours now. Alright, we are maybe 2 little sections away from being down. You can see Eagle and Symphony Lake out there. Yeah, I think it's going to be around 11 hours. But I'll double check when we get down there. Alright guys, we are done. So that took about 11 hours and 5 minutes.